The Olympic Games are all about pushing the player to his limits so that it's challenging enough that he puts his will, talent, composure, and strength to the test, not just during the Games, but also afterwards. Today we will be talking about the biggest Olympic surprises of all time. What are they? And how did they come into being? Well, let's find out all about that just right now. Number 13. Italy's racer becomes the world's fastest man. The men's 100-meter final was expected to be a wide-open race, with Usain Bolt out for the first time since 2004. Even so, the winner came as a surprise. Lamont Marcel Jacobs of Italy won out of lane 3 with a time of 9.80. In the process, he made history by becoming the first Italian man to win the event on the Olympic stage. It was a personal best for Jacobs, who had never run the 100-meter in less than 10 seconds before 2021. A couple of Americans were in the position to take the title of world's fastest man, but Fred Kerley finished second, Ronnie Baker finished 5th, and Trayvon Bromell did not make it to the final. Andre DeGrasse of Canada, who won bronze, was also considered a favorite. Jacobs wasn't done winning gold at the Olympics in Tokyo. He was a member of Italy's 4x100-meter relay team, which won the U.S. free final in 37.50 seconds. Italy won 5 gold medals in track and field at the Games, after missing out entirely on the podium at the 2016 Rio Olympics. Number 12. Billy Mills wins out of nowhere. The United States has only one Olympic gold medalist in the men's 10,000 meter, and it didn't appear that it would have any after the first 9,900 meters at the 1964 Tokyo Olympics. To shock the world, the Native American distance runner sped past Tunisia's Mohamed Gamodi and Australia's Ronald Clark. He set a world record time of 28:24.4, which was 46 seconds faster than his personal best before the race, and less than a second faster than Gamodi. Number 11. Billy Mills sprints toward Olympic history. Billy Mills was an unknown runner on the starting line of the 10,000-meter final at the 1964 Tokyo Olympics. Mills, a U.S. Marine Corps lieutenant, maintained contact with the race's leaders throughout, but in the final meters, the Native American made an incredible sprint that earned him one of the most unexpected gold Olympic medals in history, and a very special place in Olympic history. Number 10. Ledecky writes history with borrowed skis. Esther Ledecky is responsible for one of the biggest upsets in Winter Olympic Games history. The Czechs arrived in Pyongyang as world champions and heavy favorites in snowboarding, but they also won the Alpine Skiing Super G. Ledecky, who had never finished on the podium in an alpine event before, had to borrow skis and eventually complete an unforgettable run to steal gold from two-time world champion Anna Veit. Number 9. Argentina's basketball labor in Athens. Argentina's basketball team was not among the favorites for the 2004 Olympic Games in Athens. Throughout the competition, the Albiceleste of Ginobili, Scala, and Oberto demonstrated incredible talent and determination. They eliminated traditional title contenders, Serbia and Montenegro, from the group stage, and knocked out host Greece and powerhouse United States in the knockout phase. Argentina's final victory over Italy was the culmination of an extraordinary team effort that exceeded all expectations. Number 9. Loss of Madame Butterfly. The reigning Olympic champion, Mary T. Maher, held the world record in the event and was competing in her home country. She held the 200-meter butterfly record for 19 years before O'Neal broke it. She had aptly given her the nickname Madame Butterfly. Misty Hyman, on the other hand, was completely out of place. Her fish kick was regarded as obscure in the sport, and she had been consistently defeated in the event by O'Neal. Hyman turned the tide in Sydney with a stunning record-breaking swim. It was O'Neal's first loss in the event in 6 years, and it marked the end of her historic career. Number 8. An almost blind perfectionist. The Korean archer's achievements form a continuous underdog story. Kim Dong-hyun has won team gold medals in Athens and Beijing, as well as a second-place finish in the 2012 London Olympics. But his accomplishments are magnified by the fact that Im is legally blind, with a vision of 2100 in his right eye and 2200 in his left eye. Number 7. The loss of Russian Bear. That was the call during Rulon Gardner's David vs. Goliath victory over Russia's Alexander Karelin. Karelin entered the men's Greco-Roman 130-kilogram gold medal match with 3 Olympic gold medals, 9 world championships, and no international losses. If he had defeated Gardner, he would have become the first 4-time gold medalist in Olympic wrestling history. history. Instead, the Wyoming dairy farmer won gold with a 1-0 victory. Gardner scored the game's lone point 3:30 into the game, handing Carolyn his first loss in 7 years. The Americans then fought Russian Bear for the remaining 5 minutes 30 seconds. Number 6. USA's golden run end. The United States dominated softball from its inception at the Olympics in 1996, winning gold medals in the first 3 tournaments. Team USA maintained its dominance to begin the Beijing Games, winning all 7 preliminary games by a combined score of 53-1. Going into the gold medal game, the path to a 4th consecutive title was clear. In a complete game effort, the Japanese starter allowed only 1 run. Meanwhile, the offense scored 2 runs in 5 innings off the previously untouchable Kat Osterman, before adding in another in the 7th against Monica Abbott. Japan won another gold medal against an undefeated Team USA, defeating the Americans 2-0 for its 2nd gold medal in the sport. Number 5. Kinteris strikes in Sydney. Most people were surprised when Greek sprinter Kostas Kinteris qualified for the 200-meter final at the 2000 Sydney Olympics. Kinteris had recently switched from the 400-meter to the 200-meter, where he competed against superstars. The night of September 28, 2000 was the pinnacle of a contentious career for Kinteris, who astounded the Olympic world at the time. Gardner entered the 2000 Olympic Games in Sydney as an unknown Greco-Roman American wrestler and advanced to the final. The day a kid from Wyoming beat the greatest of all time. Rulon Gardner's victory over Alexander Karelin was one of the greatest underdog victories of all time. There he met Alexander Karelin, a 3-time gold medalist who had been undefeated for 13 years. Number 4. The Great Britain Olympic gold. Team USA was favored to win gold in the men's relay at the 2004 Olympics. The United States bid for gold fell 1/100th of a second short, as Great Britain claimed a stunning victory. The British quartet won gold with a time of 38.07 seconds, while Team USA had to settle for silver due to a botched baton exchange. Given their previous shortcomings, the British men's victory was even sweeter. Sputtered baton exchanges had dashed their chances of medaling in the previous 2 Olympics, as they failed to cross the finish line in Atlanta or Sydney. Number 3. Last man standing. Stephen Bradbury is a pioneer in Australian sports history and a global ice track legend. Bradbury competed in Salt Lake City in 2002, after winning bronze with the short track relay team at the Lillehammer Games in 1994. Against the big names, the Australian realized he needed a different approach. His eventful route on the 1,000-meter short track earns him a spot in the final. Bradbury chose to cruise behind his faster and younger competitors, waiting for a mistake. A mass crash a few meters before the finish line left Stephen Bradbury as the last man standing. Number 2. Athens Olympics basketball. The Team USA, led by captains Allen Iverson and Tim Duncan, fell to Puerto Rico 93-72 in its Athens debut. The defeat was only the 3rd in U.S. Olympic history and remained the largest. Despite the disappointing results in group play, Team USA still had a chance to win a gold medal. It was also one of Puerto Rico's only 3 Olympic victories in 2004. The U.S. lost 2 games later to Lithuania, but advanced to the quarterfinals despite going 3-2 in group play. The United States won the bronze medal game against Lithuania, but the hardware was hardly a consolation prize for a team that fell far short of expectations. Number 1. Miracle on ice. The Soviet Union traveled across the Atlantic to New York for the 1980 Winter Olympics with one of the most fierce teams in ice hockey history. A group of experienced professional players transformed the 4-time gold medalist Soviets into the overwhelming favorites. Against them is a team of amateur hockey players led by coach Herb Brooks from the United States. Following an undefeated group stage, the 2 teams met in the first game of the medal round, with the Americans shocking the world. Another triumph followed their historic 4-3 victory in the final against Finland. Let us know in the comments what story resonated with you the most and why. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this.